Hello, everybody. This is Virginia Ramachandran, President of the American Academy of Audiology, and I am really pleased to have with me today Dr. Anna Gilla. Dr. Gilla is the Joe Mayo Endowed Assistant Professor of Audiology at Lamar University in Beaumont, Texas. And in addition to that, she does a tremendous amount of work on behalf of all of us as chair of the Academy's Coding and Reimbursement Committee. So thank you, Dr. Gilla, for being here. And I wanted to ask you a question. What is the Coding and Reimbursement Committee, or CRC, and what is it that your group does?
That's a really great question, and thank you so much for having me. So the CRC, or Coding and Reimbursement Committee, is housed within the Advocacy Council in the Academy. So we're in with the Federal and State Relations Committee, the Practice Policy Advisory Committee, and our job is a little bit different than either one of those committees. We don't deal with legislative issues. We don't create or value codes. Instead, we have a job that's pretty much twofold. The first part of our job is to bring education to members on coding, reimbursement, billing, and compliance topics. So we want to make sure that members have the most up-to-date information such that you can integrate that into your practice smoothly. The other thing that we also like to make sure of is that you have those just-in-time resources. You have a super bill in front of you and you're not really sure what code to circle. We have a great part of the Academy website. You can find it underneath the Practice Resources tab, and we have some frequently asked questions where you can dig in really fast and figure out which one of those vestibular codes that you're going to circle on your super bill, just in case you had some questions. So member education is really the bulk of what we do in the Coding and Reimbursement Committee, but we do have another job as well, and that's for payer advocacy. So anytime that we identify or payer policy issues, what we try to do is gain as much information from our members as possible so that we can determine kind of what the root cause of those issues are and work to address those with the payers.
That sounds like a heavy lift. I know that you have a committee to support you and some staff to support you. How many people are on your committee, Anna? Do you have a sense of that? I know that sometimes there's a differing amount, so.
We have over 10 members and we're
Wow.
actively recruiting now. I absolutely love having a big group because, as you said, we have a lot of different items that we touch on in terms of our charge, and we're always looking for great volunteers. I think one major misconception in thinking about the Coding and Reimbursement Committee is that you need 10 or 20 years of experience in coding, or you need to be a licensed professional coder to join. And that's certainly not true. The main thing that we're looking for in terms of volunteers for the Coding and Reimbursement Committee is a passion for learning. We all come in with different knowledge sets and we all come in with our different areas of expertise. And it's our hope that as part of that committee work, that we're also giving back to our volunteers and cultivating that knowledge among them.
Wonderful. Thank you, Anna, because I think we all need that reminder that, nobody's born knowing any of this, right? And so
And I'm
it's all about taking the opportunity to learn.
And I am certain that, 100% of the committee members don't know 100% about coding. I don't think there's anybody out there that knows 100% of things because they always change all the time. And so we're doing our best to try to keep on top of things, but also to cultivate that next group that's going to be shepherding these issues moving forward.
Well, thank you so much for the work that you and your committee are doing. So just as a recap, people can go to the website under the practice resources, look for coding and reimbursement. That webpage is full of information to help educate members. I know that there are often educational sessions throughout the year, both at the meeting and then within Audiology Today and various learning opportunities on e-audiology, and your group works with other volunteers and Academy staff to make all of that happen. So thank you for that. And then if we have members who have specific questions, they can go to that web page, and I believe there's a form that they can fill out with some information. Is that correct, Anna?
Yes, that is correct. So, any members that have questions, inquiries, concerns about coding, reimbursement, compliance issues, we encourage and want members to reach out to us because that is part of our job, is assisting you. And so, the best way to do that currently is going to be to send an email to reimbursement@audiology.org. And that is the reimbursement inbox that we monitor as the committee work. And what we're looking for there is for us to gain as much information on your concern as possible. And so we do anticipate in the next couple of months that that email box is going to go more towards an online form where you'd not only be able to submit your inquiry or concern, but you'd also be able to attach supporting documentation as well. And I think that this is going to be a really great overhaul on our submission form for this because it's going to expedite the speed with which we can answer your questions. Unfortunately, sometimes we, get some questions saying that they denied a hearing aid claim for me, but then we have to go back and forth and figure out which payer and where's the explanation of benefits, which takes some extra time and delays the answer that we can get to you. So it's our hope that by creating this new form, we'll be able to get you guys answers much more quickly because we'll have all of that supporting documentation necessary to help. The other thing I think that's going to be nice about that form is that we're going to have a tracking mechanism in place. And so if we get 5 inquiries about one specific payer denying these specific charges, we'll be able to track those much better and work with the payer to solve those issues sooner.
Wonderful. I'm so glad to hear about this and all the work that your committee is doing. So thank you for all of that. Everybody visit the website to get all the information you need and go there to be able to have any questions answered that you have and share your insights with the group for all of us to benefit from that. So thank you so much, Dr. Gilly. We really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.